Here's a game. Castorcito. So let's try the old Scandinavian. Takes it. And brings out the bishop. I don't know if that's such a great idea. It's probably not too bad. But it doesn't actually defend the pawn. Well, you know, he's avoiding developing the knight here, so I can't bring the bishop out and pin. Maybe I'll just go with the fianchetto setup here. So now I should do something about this knight. I could defend it with a pawn. Maybe the c pawn, so that this bishop is not blocked. And then castle. And he develops his bishop there. What is the point? Well, it pins the e pawn. Could play queen e8, maybe threaten to play e4. Grab a big share of the center. I could take the knight at any time and double his pawns, but that's not really a big deal. I could just keep developing. The tricky point here is what to do with my light squared bishop. I guess I can go here. And see if he wants to do anything about that. Yeah, so he immediately puts the question to the bishop. Yeah, I say let's go ahead and take it. What is he thinking about? Is he going to take with the pawn? I don't know. He is. Okay, so he's giving himself doubled pawns and has maybe hopes of some, vague hopes of some attack on the king's side. So let's bring the knight back. I can't develop this knight too. The problem is I can't develop the knight to d7 because that leaves this knight hanging. I could trade this knight off. But it might be useful to have this knight back on the king's side defending. And I can push my e-pawn forward now if I want to. And let's bring the other knight out. The knight is going to e5 to harass this bishop. And to hit the pawn. This is kind of interesting, isn't it? So if he wants to keep this light squared bishop, which is a good piece, then he needs to give up one of his doubled f pawns there. Oh well, I'm also threatening to I'm also threatening that fork, aren't I? King and queen fork. That's a pretty nasty threat as well. So he moved the king. So yeah, I can destroy his entire pawn structure here. Let's see, is there something better? Yeah, I take the bishop, and if he takes my bishop, I will take the queen. And if he takes my knight, then I will trade queens and take his bishop. So this move just fails tactically. He really needed to move the queen, I think. Yeah, that doesn't work. Does not work at all. So what did I get for the queen? I have a queen against, let's say I have a rook and bishop. I mean, I have a rook and a knight, and he has two rooks and a knight. So I have a queen for a rook. So should be pretty straightforward win at this point. Yeah, let's activate the queen. And let's see, if I put the queen here, I can't immediately do anything about it. But he can't push the pawn forward either, so maybe let's start with rook e8. And thinking about pushing that e-pawn forward. And so he's offering to trade off more pieces, huh? Let's avoid the trade for now. It's nice to have a knight working together with the queen. So, knight here, check. King goes back. Pawn forward, kicking the knight. I guess the knight could hop into g4. That could be kind of annoying. g5. If I play f5 to dislodge this knight here, he could go. Okay, so let's reposition the queen. I'm looking at the b pawn over here. Comes out to defend it, and then and bring the queen out this way. So maybe this rook should have gone directly to the d file, the open d file, instead of going to the e file. I had this plan of pushing e5. Well, I can still do that. e5 and f5. I'm actually hitting this pawn over here. And let's see, where is the knight going? Not here, not here, not here, but it could go to g5. Looks like a good square for the knight. Yeah, and he's got this square on e6 there to go to. So let's push the e-pawn forward now, so that those squares are covered. Yeah, he's going to try and push that pawn forward, but my knight is doing a good job right now of blocking things. So let's, if I push, he takes, I take, he takes. What's the best way to break through? Maybe leave that pawn there and push the c-pawn forward. Take here, take with the knight. So my plan was just to take that off. Does he have it? He has a discovered check that attacks the queen. Ah, that's the idea. Okay, so I don't have to take. So the idea is knight takes pawn, pawn takes pawn, then knight here, check. It's a discovered check on my king, and it hits the queen. Kind of annoying. So let's ignore that and push on this way. Keep the G file closed. Aha. So let's take there. Now I can allow the discovered check because he doesn't have an attack on the queen. So he's attacking this pawn, or he's preparing to double his rooks. Let's go for the C file. Okay, so there's this check. Yeah, it's not so easy to break through immediately. And he can double rooks here pretty quickly. What's the best way to handle this? Can't take there. If he doubles rooks, I'll just play knight to h4 and force him to sacrifice the exchange if he wants to break through. So let's lift up this rook. Yeah, so that's what I thought he might do. That's his way to get counterplay against my king there. But if he wants to keep attacking, he's going to have to give up some more material here. So now he's going back to this idea of having a discovered check. I could just step aside here. He's got a check there. That's okay. He's got a check at h7. I could go to e7. He's got a check here. I take it with the rook. So he goes with the rook there. He's looking at this pawn. So let's... he's also looking at the check on f7. I want to look at the b pawn here. Still want to just checkmate him. So the idea is to get the queen on the second rank here and just take on b2 there. Or if he pushes the b pawn, I'll take on c3. Something should break here pretty soon. If he moves the knight, I take the rook. Okay, so the rook went back. So let's go in this way. Okay, so his rook runs away. So now I can bring the knight in. So I don't think he has any checks here. This rook check is covered by the queen. Oh, the knight check. He has the knight check. Okay, let's see. He can go back, or he can check again here. And let's see, if I go here, I'm thinking of a funny way out here. He can check me and I can go to g4. Now that he can't check me again. Oh, he can check me with his other knight, with his other rook. There's just no end to this. Yeah. Decided to run back. Okay, so if I play my knight here, threatening to take on b2, and then he checks me again, I can run out this way. Check, I go here, check, I go here. Okay, so let's just do this. And if he pushes the b pawn, then I take on c3, yeah, so he has to check. If he wants to keep playing, check again. Now, Is there a check here? I didn't see one at this point. Yeah. Yeah, I don't see a move for white. Mate is threatened. He's just got to bring his rook back to prevent mate. And he resigned. Okay, well, that was kind of fun. I will upload this and do a postmortem. See you guys later. Bye.